Hi everyone, it's Nezzle. Welcome back to my channel, Nezzle, and to another Nezzle Talks Tuesday video. In today's video, I'm going to be chatting with you about the reasons why people cheat. So this is going to be a two-part video because there are a lot of reasons. So I want to try and list as many as I can in this video. And in part 2, I'm going to talk about how we can deal with it if you are the person who is cheating and you want to stop, or if you are the person who is being cheated on and you want some ideas of how to respond to it. So today's video is simply reasons why people cheat. However, I'm not going to be making any excuses for anyone. This is just giving you the reasons. It's not making it okay. Cheating is in no way okay. I hope you guys heard me. Cheating is not okay. So even if you think you have a good reason for it, it's still not okay. So if you enjoyed the video, thumbs it up. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's a reason that I did not mention, if there's a reason you think is the most prevalent, or anything of the sort. And subscribe if you're new, or if you have not yet subscribed, then subscribe and join the Nezzle fam. I post these Nezzle Talks every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and on Fridays I post vlogs. So subscribe so you won't miss a beat. I also want to make another important disclaimer, and that is that you are not the reason for anyone cheating on you. So if you are there thinking that you did something to cause someone to cheat on you, hear me. Just hear me out. You did not. You may have done something to get them angry, to make them sad, to make them frustrated, to result in a lot of emotions. But only one person can control any person's behavior, and that is that person. You may have some things to work on in your personality, in your behavior, in all of that, in order to be a better partner, in order to be a better spouse, but you didn't cause it. And nothing you did means that you deserve to be cheated on. So I want to make sure that whoever is watching this is aware of that fact, because a lot of people take it upon themselves and think, if I did this better, or what is wrong with me, what is missing from me to cause this person to cheat on me. But hear me, it's not you. The issue is with the person who did the cheating. And if you are the person who did the cheating, then don't look to blame anyone else for what you did. Because the reality is that if you're in a situation and you don't like it, you can always leave. Or at least, even if leaving is not the easiest thing, you can choose not to cheat. But now I'm going to get into the reasons. Some people just think that, cheating is a natural way of life. There's actually a song that we listened to in Grenada. It was really popular a couple of years ago when Inspector came out with it. And one of the first lines in the song says that we were born and we met horning this way. And in Grenada, horning is another term for cheating. So you say, we were born and met horning that way. We go dead and leave horning this way.
We come in this world and we meet horning that way. We go dead and leave horning that way.
But while some people do have that notion, and the song is an interesting song, I don't think that is the way it has to be, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, reasons. That's why you clicked on this video, I believe. So why do people cheat? I'll be honest, it took me a while to wrap my head around it myself, because I can clearly remember the first time I was cheated on. I mean, other times I have no proof of it. It's just in my head thinking, I think this person cheated. But that first time, it was actually confirmed to me. The guy literally said to me at the end, when, during the breakup, when everybody is screaming at each other, he told me that he cheated. And that was really difficult for me to hear. I was so angry. And a lot of times that's the way we respond to cheating. But I think now, as I've had time to really think about it, we were both young. And I really think that his reason for cheating at the time was, one, I wasn't giving him what he wanted. And two, he was young and wanted variety and all of that. But those are just two of many reasons why people cheat. I'm sure I'm not going to say all of them here because every person is different. But a key reason why a lot of people cheat is because they are frustrated with something in their relationship. So for instance, especially in a marriage, if say the husband feels like he is not able to do something that he should be able to do as a husband. Maybe to provide for his family financially, or specifically provide for his wife financially. He may feel like his wife does not respect him because of that. And he may feel himself drawn to another woman who does not have those expectations, who does not need him to buy things for her because maybe she is more independent than his wife, or maybe she already has a husband or somebody to provide for her, so she just needs him for something else that he is able to provide. So he may gravitate towards her for that. Or let's say it's a female in this case who may feel like she isn't getting the emotional support that she needs from her husband. She wants to talk to him, she wants to connect with him, but he doesn't want to talk. And she may find that she meets somebody who is talkative, listens to her concerns, gives deep responses, and she may find herself gravitating towards that person. So frustrations about something that you deem to be lacking in your relationship, in your marriage, are a key reason why people cheat. Another reason can be something as simple as what you grew up seeing. So for instance, someone who grew up in a family where infidelity was present is more likely to be unfaithful than someone who did not. Why? Because that's what they saw. It's what was modeled to them. So whether it was that they saw their mom sneaking in at odd hours, or their dad never there and their mom saying that he's, out with the next woman, or something along those lines, that can really impact the person they grow into. There are many psychologists and so who focus primarily on the past because they see that the past has such a great impact on who you become in the future. So childhood experiences can play a huge role in whether or not someone is faithful, which is why a lot of times when people go to do premarital counseling, the pastor or the priest or whoever is conducting the ceremony may ask about their parents and their parents' marital situation to find out if divorce is part of it, if abuse was part of it, because all of those things, if it was witnessed by a child and experienced as a child, can show up again as an adult in their own relationships. And as I mentioned, abuse is another reason why persons can cheat. And when I say abuse, I'm referring to abuse as a child as well as abuse in the relationship. So abuse as a child, where a child has been abused, especially sexually, but any kind of abuse as a child can definitely impact their ability to commit as an adult, their ability to trust, their ability to fully give themselves to one person. And then if there's abuse in the relationship that they are in, then they can feel that they need to go to someone who will treat them better, depending on the type of abuse, because there are many different types of abuse. Oftentimes we think of only physical abuse, maybe sexual and verbal, but there's also emotional abuse, which is just as serious and which can play a huge role. Now this next one, it goes without saying, but we live in a social media age. It is so easy to slide into someone's DMs and to be having a whole relationship on your phone. And that is why so many people fall into infidelity nowadays. One, because social media makes it easier, and two, because they often overestimate their ability to maintain clear boundaries. Because it's easy to say, you know what, this person is just my friend. I'm just making friends. We're just gonna chat. But emotional infidelity is a thing, and even if it never leaves the phone, you can fall for someone just by talking to them on the phone. And a lot of people fall into that trap where they form relationships and they build these close bonds with people through the phone, especially if the other partner isn't really available emotionally or physically. They start connecting with this other person, and that is where it starts. So many times it is that inability to have that set boundary and be like, you know what, I am not entertaining this conversation. I'm not going to be talking to this person. I'm not going to do certain things. But if not, it's so easy for a innocent DM to lead to an entire online relationship. And a lot of people have had that happen, or even if it didn't start out online, maybe you met someone at work or at a conference or something and you exchange numbers casually just to keep in contact. But you find that you're talking to this person regularly, and before you know it, you're telling them things you're not telling your partner. You are feeling things for them that you haven't felt for your partner in ages, and that is where the problems start. Because many people don't set out to cheat. Contrary to what some people may feel when they are cheated on and you're angry and you're ready to just break their, pull a Beyonce lemonade style thing. But the reality is that most people don't set out to cheat. It just, as they say, it just happens. It doesn't just happen, but it's usually not the intention. It's the fact that they continually ignore the warning signs and let themselves get to the point where in their mind it just happens. Other people, of course, they make the conscious decision because they develop feelings and they choose to cheat. So it could go either way. Now, another reason why people may cheat is because they have doubts about the relationship, doubts about the future of their relationship. It could be that they always had doubts and they went into the relationship not fully there. And of course, if you're not fully committed to something or someone, then it can be easy to get distracted and fall into situations that you don't want to be in or you shouldn't be in. But that is another reason. So not being fully committed to your partner, having doubts about your partner, not feeling like you're compatible in every area. So maybe you are compatible in the bedroom, but you're not compatible emotionally, and you meet somebody who you are compatible with emotionally and you start connecting with them on that level. Or maybe it's the opposite, where you're fully compatible with your spouse or your partner. Emotionally, you can talk to them about anything, but you feel like they're more of a friend and there's no passion. That can be a reason as well. Now, the next one might sound a bit weird, but jealousy can also cause persons to be unfaithful. So, for instance, a man might be jealous of his baby. So, a man who has just become a father, usually during those first few weeks and months, the mother focuses all their attention on the baby. And sometimes during those periods, you see men cheating and you wonder, why is this man cheating? He has a baby at home. His wife just gave him a baby. She went through all of the childbirth process. And, it can be hard to understand. I've been there and I'm like, how could this man be cheating? But looking at it from a man's perspective, again, not making excuses, it's not okay. None of these reasons make it okay. But looking at it, you can see how a man may feel that he is being neglected. His needs are not being met. Now, it is important that a man know that he has to make certain sacrifices during those early periods because the baby is the most important. I mean, during the first 6 weeks, nothing is supposed to happen anyway. So men should understand that so that they don't have those feelings. But it is possible for jealousy in that sense to arise. And sometimes it could also be that you're just jealous of a relationship that your partner has with another person of the opposite sex, or maybe even of the same sex. You're jealous of their relationship, and that leads you to go and develop your own relationship with someone, and you may not be able to maintain the same boundaries that your partner maintains. When you find yourself in an affair, or you find yourself, you gave in and you slipped, you messed up, you cheated, but that's the reason as well. Now, I've seen a lot of articles and so which state that men are more likely to cheat for physical reasons, like sexual reasons, while women are more likely to cheat for emotional reasons. However, I won't be hard and fast with this because I don't believe that it is a one size fits all. I do believe that more women do cheat for emotional reasons because they want that connection with someone and they don't feel like they're getting it with their partner, or they look for a friend and that friend ends up becoming more. And a lot of men cheat not necessarily because they don't love their wife or their partner, but just because sometimes they want variety, sometimes they're bored, sometimes they're frustrated. Many reasons, right? But I do think it goes the other way around as well. There are women who cheat for physical reasons. Some women have a very high sex drive and they need to connect a lot more than their husbands. And some men need that emotional connection and they feel like they're not getting it from their wives. So it can go both ways, but I think the general thing is that men tend to cheat more for physical reasons while women tend to cheat more for emotional reasons. Now, I already mentioned being dissatisfied in the bedroom, but that is a reason why some people cheat, because they feel like they're not connecting in the bedroom and they want that connection. And that's another reason why usually the church encourages you to wait until marriage to have sex, because a lot of people who do not wait have persons to compare their partners to. And if their current partner, if their spouse doesn't measure up and they're feeling like, oh my gosh, it was so much better with this person because they did this and they did that, then it can put a lot of pressure on the marriage and it can cause infidelity, because then you have these high expectations that are not going to be met by your partner because they just, maybe that's not their personality. They may not feel comfortable doing certain things, and that can lead to infidelity. Similarly, boredom. If you are in a relationship where you're bored because maybe the two of you don't enjoy the same things, and you want to do one thing and the other person wants to do another thing, and if that happens often, then you start leading separate lives, and that can lead to infidelity as well. Now, this next one, some people might disagree with me, and it's not hard and fast. None of these things are hard and fast, right? But if someone has been unfaithful in the past, I'll be very cautious. People change. Not saying people don't change, but you have to be very cautious getting into a relationship with them. There's actually research that suggests that persons who have cheated before are 3 times more likely than people who have never cheated to cheat again. So this doesn't mean they will cheat again. Some people cheat once and they learn their lesson and they're done with that. They learn to value the person they're with and they don't make that same mistake again. But other people, they can't help it, or they claim they can't help it. So be cautious. Don't be overly cautious and mistrusting and always questioning, but be cautious so that you don't put yourself in a situation where you are being cheated on. Low self-esteem can also influence whether or not someone is faithful. And to put this into context for you, what that says is that persons who have a very low self-esteem and they value themselves very lowly often question whether someone else can actually value them, whether someone else can actually love them. And sometimes because they're there waiting for you to leave them, they do things to self-sabotage. So they do things to make you leave them so that they can say that they knew you were going to leave them anyway. It's that self-fulfilling prophecy where you believe something is going to happen, so you act in a way that causes it to happen, and then you say, I knew it was going to happen. So this person who has a low self-esteem doesn't think highly of themselves, thinks this person would never stay with me because I'm not great, I don't look that great, I'm not that nice of a person, they're bound to cheat on me, so maybe I should cheat on them first. So they go and they cheat and they sabotage the relationship, and so it falls apart. So that's how low self-esteem can play, or that's an example of how it can play a part in infidelity. Mental illness is also something that can result in infidelity, and there are many kinds of mental illnesses. I'm not going to go in depth here, but it does play a role. So if somebody in the relationship is suffering from a mental illness, it can cause them to act in ways that are unlike themselves, and that can lead them to engage in acts that they probably wouldn't normally do, or that they don't even recognize that they're doing due to the mental illness that they are dealing with. Now, another reason why people cheat is revenge. They want to get back at someone for cheating on them. So you cheated on me, and it's like, okay, I'm going to get back at you because it ain't going to stay like this. So if you can cheat, I can cheat better. So some people, that is the main reason that they cheat. They find out that their partner cheated on them and they're hurt, they're angry, and they go out there and they find someone else to cheat with too, to settle the score, to even it out. I don't know why, but I guess it makes them feel better. It's kind of like, you do me wrong, I'm going to do you wrong too, and then we'll be even. Now, I feel like I've given a lot of reasons already, so I'm going to wrap it up. But one key reason that people cheat that sometimes people don't think about is simply that they have the opportunity to cheat. So, for instance, somebody who is studying overseas may think that, you know what, I could cheat and get away with it because I'm far away from my partner, I'm not seeing them often, I'm not able to connect with them as I would if I were in the same island with them or country with them, and so that could lead them to cheat, just having the opportunity to cheat. Of course, that will mean that they already have the predisposition to cheat, or well, predisposition, because I don't think anybody is really predisposed to it, but have a lack of self-control that leads them to cheat. And so when they're in another country where they feel like they can get away with it, then they are even more likely to try. So maybe they are in the army and they are sent somewhere overseas and they have the opportunity, or they get a job overseas and they live far from their spouse or their partner, and they think that this is the great opportunity for them to get a little piece on the side. All of that can impact whether people cheat. Even sometimes when a partner is sick. So one partner may be sick for a prolonged period of time and be unable to meet certain needs, whether it be emotional or physical. And some persons, while they will still care for their partner, they will find themselves gravitating to another person for emotional support, for sexual support, for just comfort, just to feel better. So that can also be a reason. Now, I know that those are a lot of reasons, and they're not all. I had more here, but I feel like this video is already long, so anything that I left out, I will include in part 2. But I hope that you found this video helpful. It's not really that much of a helpful solve the problem video. It's more of a just, hey, this is why people cheat. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe if you have been cheated on, it will give you some more clarity, or if you have cheated before, it might help you see why you cheated and maybe help you to make some changes, because cheating is wrong, man. It's wrong. Don't do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up if you did. Leave a comment. Let me know what other reasons people cheat. Maybe a reason that someone has told you that they've cheated, not necessarily on you, just, generally. And subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you have not yet subscribed, then subscribe and join the fam. I would love to have you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.